Switch construct, just like if, is a conditional branching statement. So based on certain condition, here control can be getting branched off. So switch is one such construct, just like if. Okay, switch takes here some expression. That expression can return a value here. Normally, we take here either integers or enums or say byte or character data. Okay, here we can pass to the switch expression a character type of data, or it can be integer type of data, or you can use here enum data or byte data. We can use any of them with the switch case. So using switch case, we do multi-way branching. Normally, switch is written this way. Here we put this way expression case value 1. Then we have here statement or statements. It may be one statement or it may be more than one statement. Then you can have here break. Similarly, we use here case value 2. Okay, these are going to be constants only. Here these are going to be definitely constants. Then here we put it is statement or statements. Like this we can put. Then this is here break. Like this you can write n number of cases. You can go with n number of cases. At the end, if you would like to add a default, you can add the default. Here it can be statement or statements. Like this, normally we have a switch case. Switch, we give an expression. This expression returns here the values we specify here. Whenever the value is matching, those statements they get executed. Those statements they are going to be getting executed. So otherwise, if suppose value 1 is not matching, it tries with value 2. Value 2 is not matching, it tries with value 3. Like that, how many cases you have written, that many are tried. If none of them are matching, in such cases it goes to default, provided that you have a default in the switch. If you write default part, then in that case it gets executed. Otherwise, simply we come out from the switch construct. When none of the cases are true, in such cases it comes to default. When none of the cases are actually matching, in such cases we come to default. That too if you provide a default. So if you don't provide any default, simply you come out from the switch expression, so switch case. So switch followed by here expression we give. This can be monomial or binomial, whatever type of expression you want to put, you can put there, but it should be a character type of data, or it should be like integer type of data, or it can be enum, or it can be a byte data, like that we enter here. So switch, it can be evaluating various things like value 1, value 2, it can be that way. Okay. Now here let us write a program using switch. Another program let us try to make in this. This is, here it is commission, repcommission.java. We created project. Now let us try to create here some other application. Okay, so here where is the project name? SRC repcommission. Okay, in the sales it is. I'm closing all. I create here a new project. Go with the Java project here, and here I give the name as, so this is switch usage. Project name is, we use here Java SE 1.8. Click on this, then finish. Here let us create a new class called as switch example. Let me create here class, name it as switch example. It is a switch example. This contains here a main method. Finish. Now let me write here the code. I'm going to be writing the code in this. Okay. So here I want to write. Now suppose what happens here, we enter say some character, vowels. We here, instead of using vowels, I try to use here the weekdays. So we enter a value for weekdays from 0 to 7. We enter 0 to 6. We enter, or 1 to 7, we enter a value. Okay, or else we can make it getting picked up. Computer can pick actually a random number that's going to be 1 to 7. So if it's picking a value between 1 to 7, so in such cases, if it is 1, we print it as Sunday. If it is 1, we print if it is 2, we print Monday. If it is 3, we print Tuesday. Like that, we need to print. So if it is other than those, we should go to otherwise. So using random class, let us make it import, then Java dot, here util, in the util package we have it, followed by star. Then here let me make one random object. Random, it is object rand, this equal to here new random. I create like this an object. I create here random object, followed by I would like to generate a number, some number I would like to generate here. So for that, int num equal to, I would like to pick up some random number. I pick a value up to 10 in this. Here object rand, then dot next int. I want to go with some next integer, then here I would like to say up to some 10. So it picks now a value between 0 to 11. Now here we use the switch case. Go with the switch. Then here write this one as num. Num has to be evaluated here. Num can be variable here, but when we go with the case, at the time it can't be variable. It must be definitely a constant value. We put their case followed by 1. So in the case of 1, we print here system dot, we print here this one system dot, then out dot println. We print this as here Sunday, followed by we put a break. We print it as break. Similarly, we use here the 7 times, the cases we use. It is case 2, we print this as Monday here. In the same manner, we go with this, then it is 3, write this one as Tuesday. Then we use here case 4. Here it is Wednesday we write. In the same way, we go with the case 5 here. Here it is Thursday. In the same manner, we go with this, then we write here this one as 6, then write this one Friday. At the end, we write this as Saturday. After that, we go with the default. Then here it is, you cannot duplicate these things. 7 we take, then we write, and now when it's Saturday, when it's 7 it prints Saturday, then we go with the default. So here we print system dot, then out dot println, print this as invalid day selected. Like this, we here print the message. So this is the program. It can pick a number between 0 and 10. Suppose if it's picking 0, it comes to default part. Similarly, if it's picking some 8, 9, 10, even in such cases it comes to default part. But if it's picking 1, it prints Sunday. If it's picking 2, it prints Monday. If it's picking 3, it's Tuesday, like this. You can write n number of cases. There is no limitation on the number of cases here. You can write n number of cases. How many cases you want to write, that many cases can be written here. But at the end, we have here default. Here it prints invalid day selected when it's not matching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means if the value is 0 or if it's greater than 7, so in such cases, it's going to print this one. Okay, now let us run this. What happens? See with the result. Invalid day selected, it says. Once again, let us run. It says Wednesday. But what day is picked, we don't know. Therefore, print here. System dot, then write out.println. Here we write as the numeric weekday is, so we need to print here the numeric weekday is, we have to print this one as num. But when it is, whenever the number is in the range between 1 and 7, so therefore put an if condition. If it is, then write here, okay, so fine. Now we don't write any if here, it's going to be printing the weekday. The picked up num. So here this may print Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or else it may print it as invalid day selected. Just run this. It says the weekday is 2, it prints it as Monday. Again, if we run, the picked up numeric day is 10, invalid day selected. Gives message like this. Similarly, when it's 1, it's giving Sunday. Okay. Now invalid day selected again, because 9 is not a proper day in that. You can take a value from 1 to 7. So whenever it is below 1 or whenever it is above 7, in such cases, we get the value as invalid day selected. Okay. Now here, see, why we need to use break here, see in this. I just comment the break and what happens, see with that. I'm going to comment it, then try to execute. What happens, see in this. So it is selecting 2, that's why it is coming fine. But if it selects 1, what will happen, see. So I try with 4. Now this is Saturday, it's picking here. If I pick 1 accidentally, what will happen, see the result. It's not picking actually 1, so it's picking 2, Monday, it's picking 3 only. But when we pick here some 1, what happens, see. Weekday 0 is selected, invalidates coming up there. Okay, in the case of 10 also it's same. But when it's picking actually some 7, what happens, see. Now even here also I remove the break. With the 2 also I remove break. Even with the 3 also I remove break. What will happen, see with that. What happens if there is no break, just see in this. Okay, this time again I run. It's giving 5. Again I run this. 6 it's giving. Run this. 8 invalid, that is fine. So again 8 we got. Okay, even now it's not giving. Okay, up to 4 it's giving, but it's not picking actually any 2. So if you pick 2, at least you can get another time. Invalid day selected. Okay, even there also we are not getting it. It's always picking those only. Let us remove these break and see what will happen with this. When in 0, that is okay. Even again it's picking 0. Now see here, when the option is 3, what it is doing there? So when it is 3, it's printing Tuesday, it's printing Wednesday, it's printing Thursday, it's printing Friday, because we are not using break. So why we use break is to come out from that. Otherwise, next cases automatically they get executed. If you don't put break, what is happening here? The value selected is 3. Since there is no break, what happens? After executing this, the control goes to case 4. Even the case 4 also there is no break, therefore it comes to case 6. So like this happens. In order to in order to come out from the break, we need to use, in order to come out from the case, whenever it's matching, we need to use the break. If there is no break, what is happening here? It's printing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday all, because case 3 is Tuesday. After executing that, without coming out from that, without breaking, it is trying to execute the 4th. 4th is getting executed. Even there is no break here. It comes to 5. This part is also getting executed when it comes to 6. Like this, after 6, it is stopping here since we have a break. So therefore, break is here. Must actually, once we execute that part, we need to break it. So for that, here we use the break keyword. So without break, what happens? After executing concerned case, rest of the cases also may be getting executed. In order to stop such things from happening, you must use here break keyword. So with break, we actually end up there. So after, if it is 1, we need to print Sunday, then we need to come out. If we go with the case 2 also, it gives some improper result. In order to print the correct day, we use this. Now it's giving Monday this time. Now when you run here, it's giving Friday. So like this, we are getting exact days in this. Exact day we get with this. So therefore, this is called as a switch case. So here this number, this can be byte data, it can be integer data, it can be even here enum data, or it can be character data. You can take any of those. So here you can evaluate them. You can evaluate them here with numbers. I tried. Similarly, you can try with the characters. Now here see, I want to pick some characters here. So the characters, for that I use a array. I declare an array this way. Char followed by, I put like here C array. I can pick like this C array. This equal to here, this way I initialize. I put here A, then similarly I put here O, then I put here, this one is U, okay, A, E also we should have here, okay, like this I take here A, E, I, O, U. So this way I am picking here, I am creating here an array which contains these 6 characters, 5 characters. A is the first character, E is the second character, I is the third character, O is the fourth character, U is the fifth character. This is called as an array. Array contains here similar type of data. In the array we contain similar type of data. All these are nothing but characters. So this is a single dimensional array. In the single dimensional array we have this many characters, A, E, I, O, U. We have these characters. Okay, it's containing here these 5 different characters. We have here A, E, I, O, U. Arrays are what exactly? These are, these are similar. This is nothing but collection of similar data. It's contain a collection of similar data. This is here collection or say aggregation with the similar type of data. It is all characters in this. So they are called as here homogeneous data. It contains same data in the given array. But instead of declaring individual variables with one name only, we can refer these. To get the very first element, we need to use index 0. For next element, we need to use 1. For this, you need to use 2. For this, you need to use 3. And for this, you need to use 4. And to find out the length, that means how many elements are in this, we can use length method. Length property we have. So using length property, we can find out how many elements are in this. Now I have picked actually this particular thing. Now here total how many elements we have? There are 4 elements in this. There are going to be 4 elements. Now randomly again I pick here any of those 4 elements, then that I try to evaluate. What character it is, I try to do with the switch case. Again I use here, I am picking on that some random number. Now this time num equal to, I put this way, num equal to, I write this one as new, this is, what is the random I created, object, it is here object RAND. I write this way, then dot, it is going to be next int. I can use any value from 0 to 5, 0 to 4. Therefore, I give this as here 5. It can pick any number between 0 and 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it can pick. Now declare here a character. then ch, this is going to be here C array of, I put here num. It's going to pick actually that particular character. Num value can be either 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So if I give 0, I get A. If it is 1, we get E. Then if we give 2, it's going to be giving I. If it is 3, it's going to give O. If it is 4, it can give you U. So like this, it can pick some character. Now let us use here switch case for this. Switch followed by here ch I put. I'm going to put here ch. Then here I try to display that. Here write case. First thing is I take here A. I'm going to use this as A here. Okay. So this is going to be A. Then in this I print system dot out dot println. It is A. We print like this. It is A. We print. But since this is actually a string, these are escape sequences you have to use in that. Without escape sequence, you cannot do it. This A we are trying to show in double quotes. Let us show in the double quotes this A like this. Then followed by we need to put here a break. We have to put break here. Similarly, next thing is here case. We need to go with the E because AEIO we use. This is here E and this is going to be E, we put like this. Then similarly it is here EI we use. This is going to be I and I put here I like this. Okay, in the same way we go with the O here. This is O, we need to print here O. The last one is going to be U here. We print the last one as here U. So this is case U I put, it should be picking now here U. Like this I try to evaluate. Okay, what is happening on the top? I created a character array which contains here total 5 elements. The very first element you can access using 0 index. Subsequent elements you can be accessing here like 1, 2, 3, 4. So total number of elements are how many? 5. But the very first element you can access using 0 and the very last element length minus 1. Length, how much it is here? It's 5. Number of characters are going to be 5. Length can give you how many characters are in that, in this given array. It's a character array. So what I do here, I can pick a random number here. Num object rnd.next int 5. So this is going to pick a value between 0 and 4. Some value we pick. So therefore here ch equal to C array. Here for the num, either it can be 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So depending on the num here, it's going to pick a character. If it is 0, A comes there. So if it is 1, you have there actually E. So if it is 2, you have I. If it is 3, you get O. And if it is 4, you are going to get U. So like that, you are going to be picking here some A, E, I, O, U. Some character you are going to pick. That we are assigning in the CH. Now here switch CH. You are evaluating it. If it is A, it prints here, it is A. If it is E, it prints here E. If it is I, it's going to print it as I. If it is O, it prints it as O. If it is U, then you get U. So like this, using switch case, we are evaluating here the characters. Now run this. It is I, it is saying. For the first one, it is saying invalid A selected. But for the second case, it is saying I. So subsequently it is saying here E selected. Now similarly it's saying now again I selected. So it's saying this time O. So this way it is actually selecting characters from the given array here. So this is an example for the switch case. It is for the switch case. So using switch case we are doing with the characters as well as with the integers. But this switch case seldom it's used. It's not regularly used actually in Java programming, but if you want to use this you can use. So this is here a switch case. So this is one of the selection statements. We have two selection statements. In fact, 3 we have. The first one is a conditional operator, second one is a if condition, and third one is here switch case. Okay, next thing we discuss about the arrays. we need to discuss about the, not arrays. First we discuss about the loops. We discuss about the loops, or these are going to be here iterative statements. It is all here loops or iterative. Either we can say loop or we can say iterative. So as far as Java is concerned, we have here 4 different types of loops. The first one is while loop. Okay, while followed by expression we put here. Okay, so while expression, if the expression is returning a true value, the statements what we write inside the while loop, they get executed. Okay, so whatever statements we have in the while loop, they get executed if the expression is returning a true value. So as long as expression returns true value, these statements they get executed. This is a while loop. Even to enter into loop, the expression must be returning true value, then only we enter inside the loop. So the loop executes, as long as the expression is returning true. So if expression is returning true value, then only this while loop executes. Otherwise, while loop will not execute. Sometimes what happens, you need to come out from the loop. Forcefully. Sometimes you need to come out. Okay. Sometimes you have to come out from the while loop forcefully. That means what? Abruptly we need to end while loop. So in such cases, you may use break statement. Here we put optional. This is going to be here a break. You can use a break, or you can use even a condition, a continue. Even continue also can be a, it is also going to be optional. So sometimes you can use break. In the case of break, what happens? You totally come out from the loop. But in the case of continue, suppose you have few statements. Okay, those statements, they are getting executed. After that, by skipping the rest of the statements, you can go back to again beginning of the loop. So that way you can use continue. Both break and continue you can use within the while loop. So break forcefully exits the loop, whereas continue, what happens? After continue also you have few statements. Without executing, it jumps to the beginning of the loop again. So both break and continue you can use with all the loops. You have four loops actually. So in the 4 loops you can use both break as well as continue. Okay, in the case of break, what happens? You come out from the loop. So without loop is naturally getting ended. Abruptly we close the statement loop using break. But in the case of continue, what happens? In the while loop, you may be having number of statements, but somewhere in the middle you have written a continue statement. So what happens in such cases? Rest of the statements they skipped actually. Again you go to the beginning of the loop. So both break and continue based on a condition we do. With an if condition, normally we use both break as well as continue. So this is called as while loop. Similar to the while loop, we have here do while. We write like this: do, then followed by here a while loop. While followed by expression we have. But here what happens? Irrespective of the given expression, at least once we come into loop. Since the condition is not actually the beginning, it's at the ending. So once we enter into loop, we execute statements. Then at the end, what we do? We try to, if the expression is returning true value, further we continue. Otherwise, we don't continue here. So this is exactly what a do while loop. So using do while loop, what we do? We perform similar operation just like the while loop. That means we execute statements repeatedly. But here, irrespective of the condition, at least once we start the loop. So once we enter into loop, irrespective of the condition here. So whether expression is returning a true or false, irrespective of that, at least once we enter into loop here. But in the while loop, when expression is returning true value, then only we enter into the loop. Otherwise, we just skip the loop part. But here what happens? Expression may be returning a false value, but at least once we enter into loop, then after that we continue there. So this way, this is here a do while loop. So let us discuss about these 2 loops, while loop as well as do while. Now here, let me write some other program to demonstrate while loop. While loop program it is. So inside this, I demonstrate first of all the while loop. Is a class. In this class, while example is the name of the class in which I have a main method. Finish it. So as we know, the main method is the entry point of the application. So using main method we execute the application. In the case of console applications and Windows applications, we depend on the main method. So both in the case of console and Windows applications. If it's web application, you don't have the main method. Web applications are totally different. So their model is totally different. Their architecture is totally different. There you don't have the main method. But with console applications and with Windows applications, we definitely use the main method. So using main method only we start application, even we exit from the main method. Now here, let us write some program with which we try to use here the while loop. Okay, first of all, I want to find out the sum of, say, sum of first 100 even numbers. I want to find out the sum of first even numbers, first 100 even numbers. So for that, I'm going to write code. Though you have certain formulas, the formulas are what exactly? Something like, say, n into n plus 1 by 2. With the help of that you can do it. Or else you have actually, when you have n terms, using a plus n 2 a plus n minus 1 into d, something like that. With the help of that formula, you can do it. So you have some formula, with the help of that formula you can find, but let us demonstrate here a loop. So let us try to declare first of all int num equal to here 2. I want to print first 100 even numbers sum. Int num equal to 2 I have taken. The next one here is, so int, then I write counter equal to 1. Okay, so this is the first counter I am taking here. Similarly, int sum equal to 0 I put. Sum equal to 0. Then using while loop I can perform like this. While, then here counter, what I write, less than or equal to 100. I should continue this one here. I write sum equal to, now sum plus followed by num. Like this I can declare. Then I write here num equal to num plus 2. This way what happens? I am incrementing every time number. At the same time, even counter must be incremented here. Counter plus plus I can put. So what I am writing in this is here a loop. I declared here number int num equal to 2, int counter equal to 1, int sum equal to 0. So this is containing even numbers, and counter basically for counting up to 100 numbers. As long as counter is less than or equal to 100, we try to add the numbers. But once it becomes 101, what happens? We exit from the loop. So we are going to exit from loop whenever the counter becomes actually 101. Now let us print that value. Here write system dot out dot println. Okay. Before loop is starting, the value of what exactly it is? The value of counter is how much for us? It is here counter. That means it gives us a value 1. Okay. Then here we once again print system.out.println. Then here when loop ended, the value of counter is, we have counter in that. Then followed by, we print like this, system dot then out dot println, right, the sum of first 100 even numbers. Even numbers is, here we type the sum. So this way it should print for us. So we run a loop here, while loop. while counter less than or equal to 100, we calculate the sum here. So at the end, what we do, we print first of all, whenever the loop is ending, what is the value for counter? Initially it's 1, and here how much you should have? 101 you should have. Okay, then similarly the sum is how much we need to get. Just write n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d is the formula. N by 2 means it is 100 by 2 is going to be 50. Then 2a plus 2 and 2 4. So 2a plus n minus 1 into d. 2a we write 2a plus n minus 1 into d, that is, so 2a is going to be 4, that is 2a plus n minus 1 into d. N is going to be here 2 there. So 2 minus 1, that is 1 into d is going to be 2 there. So how much you get in that? It's going to be 6. This should be 300, the value for us. We should get actually a value 300 if the formula is correct. Just try to run this. But it's giving so much. Okay, I need to multiply that. I need to multiply. So 50 when it's multiplied, 2a plus n minus, okay, with d I should multiply there. Correct. When we multiply, definitely we get this much big number. So the counter value, how much we got? 101 we got, but some of the first 100 even numbers is here. 10100, like that we got. When we sum up them, we are getting actually 10 followed by 100 we are getting. So this is a loop. With the help of this loop, 100 times we are iterating it. We iterate 100 times, then it's getting printed. Similarly, I try to show you once again the while loop, but here what happens is, okay, but this time I want to print. Yes, please.
I think the logic is wrong. That you have to hear number counter. Want to increment for plus two values for given numbers.
I'm saying first 100 even number sum.
Okay, first 100 even numbers. Okay.
It's written there. The sum of first 100 even numbers is written here. See.
Okay.
So it's going to be here 10100 we get. So correct, because first even number is 2, second is 4, third is 6, then 8, 10, that way you have. So it's giving us the required thing. Next one, here we enter a number from keyboard. So for that number we need to print a multiplication table. I want to print a multiplication table for that. So even in that also we use loop. But for that let us write actually a command line arguments program. So we give actually a command line argument program. So in that we pass actually 2 arguments. First one is number, second one is followed by operation there. So the operation may be there, it is plus or minus or multiplication or division. When we give any of those 4, so with that it's going to be giving you the required table. It can print the table with the appropriate operation there. So let us create some other table, but this is going to be a command line application. Here write table creation. The program name is going to be here table creation. Then click on next, finish. Okay, let me close this one here. Then come to table creation. In this, let me create here a new class. So in the new class, here print table. It's going to be the class name print table. This contains here a main method. Now inside this I want to print a table. So the table we need to pass, table number we need to pass, and second thing we need to pass actually the operation. So first of all, see here, if args then dot length, we write here length greater than or greater than 2, or we write here args dot length, it is length less than 1. Okay, so less than 2, greater than 2 or less than 2, we need to print it system dot then out dot println system.out.println, we print it as invalid just you need to pass the table number and the required operation. Okay, it gives this message, but you pass it either too many or too few. Like this, it is going to give a message. Okay, whenever the length is greater than 2 or length is less than 2, like that it is. Else we come to else part here. We come to else part. We come to else part here. In the else part, now we need to write the code. Declare here int num equal to. So we need to now convert the given number. So how you convert? Write here integer dot, then parse int. There is a predefined helper class called as integer class. It's called as a wrapper class. This can convert the given number. It is here args of 0. It should be converting it. But in this process, this may throw exception. Reason, if you enter some ABC in the place of number, it's definitely going to crash. Therefore, put a try catch block. Take your try, then with try to catch it. Try, then followed by here catch, then exception ex. So exception ex we take like this. So here we can print appropriate message. It is system.out.println. We print this as ex.message or ex.toString. Okay, now first argument we have taken here. Now let us take the second argument. So second argument can be like this: char ch equal to, it is going to be a string. Second argument is going to be string args of 1, then followed by here dot. I take here char at, that means very first character at the 0 position I want to take from that. Now I use here switch case. I can go with a switch case in this. So using switch case, I can do it. So therefore here once again what I do, okay, but see here it's going to be multiplication, okay, therefore fine. So every time that we can take, that's no issue, it can be taken, but operation we need to make it. Okay, product value we require here. So the product, how we take it, because we are going to use a while loop in that. So while loop making that is difficult. Just this is an SCT actually. This is an SCT. Okay, so we need to use in such cases the arithmetic operation. Based on that we need to do it. So therefore what we do, we write here some other function. That's the only solution we have here. So using the other function we can do it. The else is getting ended here, then this is ending the main method. Here let us write another method. Static print void print multiplication table. Like this we need to write here some method, then we need to pass here the number int num. We need to give like this here, this we have to give in this manner. So therefore here we need to write the required code. The code is going to be, this can in fact return a string. So here instead of saying this, let us do here string. It's going to be returning something for us. So here take the string builder sb equal to new string builder. Initially it is empty. It's going to be empty. Now using while loop we need to do it. Int counter equal to here 1. Now while counter less than or equal to 10, we need to do 10 times we need to perform the required operation. We need to perform required operation 10 times. Therefore here write sb dot append. We use here append. So what has to be appended here? We need to append a string here. So the string is going to be like this. First of all we need to have here the number. So we write like this num dot toString then plus we take here followed by x, then we write here once again plus here followed by here counter dot toString. Then similarly we put plus here, then equal here, then in the brackets we write this way. Again a plus is required here. Here what we do, we multiply this num multiplied with here counter. Okay, close this, then dot toString once again we write. We convert to string this one. We are going to be appending this way here. Put a semicolon at the end. Where is the problem we get? Counter we have here. Okay, now when we take so here okay, let's find here integer I equal to new integer, write it as num. Otherwise integer I equal to, we can write it as num. It is called as here boxing. A primitive value is converted to integer. Therefore here if I put I dot toString, it can work properly. Okay, but as far as this counter is concerned, here in the case of counter we have a problem. So therefore here you write it as new integer, then here dot toString we can put. Similarly here also this one, new integer followed by toString we can take, like this will be converted to string here. Okay, so it's going to be appending that way, and at the end we need to have here /n. It comes into next line with that. We put a /n there. So like followed by here counter plus plus. Like this we do it. At the end we should return here SB. Right here return SB dot toString. Okay, SB dot toString we do like this. So this is what exactly only multiplication table. This is for multiplication table. Similarly, we need to do with the addition table. Print here addition table. But inside this just we change it. We, instead of this x we put a plus here, then followed by here we have a again plus in this. This is for addition table. Similarly, we have here some subtraction table. Print this is here subtraction table. Okay, in such cases this is going to be minus, just minus we have here, and here also it is num minus counter, we have like this. Then followed by we can have division table also, but there is no point in having division table, but still we can put it. Okay, here we can take this as a division table, slash we put here, followed by in this is what division table I make it. Division table I put, then here I can make this one as num, here 1.0 f multiplied with num, then followed by here counter. Like this, let us do this. We first multiply, then after that we try to delete it. But see, this is going to give you, okay, so this is going to give you only integer. Let us take only integer because we convert into integer. Otherwise, we need to convert this into float type of data. Only in such cases we have a float value. Num, this is 1.0 multiplied with num we use, so that can give you a floating point data in the case of division. So these are the different methods we have written. Now here we need to go with the switch case. Here use switch followed by ch we write here. Now inside this write case, it is here addition. So in such cases we need to call the method. What is that method exactly? Print addition table. Here write this as print addition table, then pass the num. So what is that num? Where is that num? We pass the num here, followed by break. Similarly, we do with the other one case. Here it is multiplication. We put cross only here. So case multiplication. In such cases, we print the multiplication table. We pass here this one, again num. Then break it. Next thing is what here? We have case with the minus. Minus. So we need to subtract now here. So in the case of minus, this will be subtraction table. Here it is print subtraction table. We give num. Similarly, we take the division part, paste it here and use the division symbol. Okay, then here use the division part of it and try to print it. So come to this point, then here make it and pass the parameter. Suppose these are not matching, we go with the default. Here write system dot out dot println invalid operation. Like this we give the message. Now let us try to run this. When we run, it says this message here. You need to pass the table number and the required operation, but you pass it either too many or too few. That message we are going to get now in this. Just you need to pass the table number and either too many or too few. So therefore, now let us try to execute this from the command prompt. We need to go to command prompt. From there we have to do it. So this one is available in the D drive. In the D drive, the table is the folder is, this is the folder. So in this folder it is table creation, and in the bin folder we have the print table class. Now let us go to command prompt. From command prompt we need to execute cmd. We type here, then D drive followed by cd. Here we click on this, then edit and paste. We go into the bin folder. So once we reach there, we need to print the table now. For that we execute like this, Java, then it is print table, then we give the table number. I want to go with 10 followed by X. It should give us actually the 10 table. It's not giving anything. We passed here actually 2 parameters, but nothing we are getting in this. So why it is so? The reason I'll tell you. In the code, we are just returning that value but not doing anything. We need to print it. So here write system.out.println. In such cases, it's going to print for us. The value will be printed here. It is returning actually there a string builder. Okay, string, it's getting returned there. So same way you need to do it here. So even with this also we need to do in the same way. Here pass like this, and here also it is going to be in the same way passing the values. Okay, here I do same. Now if I execute, definitely it works as I expect it. Now I go to same command prompt, again I press this, it's giving here now 10 multiplied with 10, like this 100 it's giving. Suppose if I give here some division, what it gives, see, it's giving like this. You're getting value this way here. Similarly, you can do with the subtraction here. It gives these values. But if I pass here more than 3, say some 6, it says here, just you need to pass the table number and the required operation, but you pass it either too many or too few, like this. Or if I give only number 10, even now it gives same kind of message. You just need to pass the table number and the required operation, but you pass it either too many or too few. So like this it's giving prompt. But whenever you give properly, then here it can give you the addition. So this program is actually printing the table. Whatever table we pass, it's printing. So this is exactly what command line argument, with the help of that I could do it. So this is what exactly a command line argument I could do like this. But since, see, the code can be made very simple. Instead of writing this many lines, we can make it simple. But here there is no provision to convert the string plus into operator. Since I cannot convert the string plus into an operator, I cannot do anything. So in the Java language there is no provision to convert the given string into operator if required. If required, we should be in a position to convert into operator, but unfortunately we don't have in the Java language to convert the given operator into here the string into operator, because plus is nothing but here string. But if you convert that into operator, definitely you can get the expected result. So what happened here? We could not convert the plus into operator, therefore we have to write here so many methods. Here I have written 4 methods. Using those 4 methods I am doing it. Okay, so this is a demonstration of the while loop.